Go! He has been forced to respond to the Maldavius Figtree allegations.
They'll put things in there like Maldavius Figtree, which we discussed from the first.
No, don't do that.
And I looked like a dumb because I was an angry. This was entirely my fault. You have to hit it and then just do nothing
so
for a second.
awkward, dude.
You just tap it once.
Yeah. So awkward, man. Like, oh. Oh no.
Just go like this and talk all the way down to the bottom of your vocal range. This is.
Oh my god. Just lie on top of lie on top of lie. And all of it in itself is fairly trivial, but it stacks up and it just turns this guy into a total freak. Software has been embroiled in much drama recently. Too much for me to really go over. The basic kind of aspect of this that I could present to you is that he played World of Warcraft badly and got called out for it, and it led to a bunch of other stuff coming forward, okay? That is the long and the short of it. Off the back of that, a bunch of other drama spun out and people were talking about his past and his history and stuff like that. Now, I don't agree with everything that's been claimed about him. I'm not 100% on board, okay? I will just throw it out there, as we're on the topic. Do you remember the guy who, a little while ago, okay, we spoke in regards to the PirateSoftware DMCA game thing? Well, he's just sent me these screenshots. I don't know what they are, but what is this? Why do I look like I've got Down syndrome? What's going on? No! Anyway, there we go. A little bit of fun. A little bit of fun for you, okay? So anyway, anything for content. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little butchers. And let's see what PirateSoftware's got to say for himself. I'm ready. I hope you are too.
Hey everybody, there's a whole lot of weird statements and allegations and content nukes and all this kind of stuff being levied against me, and I've refuted those things in many different locations on the internet, but I thought it'd be good to put together this video so you guys had it all in one location, because people are fighting over little pieces of information and ones that they hadn't heard and all of this kind of stuff everywhere that they can. So if I put it all in one location, it's much easier for you guys to find everything, and then you can just divert people to this instead. Much easier. No, I'm not going to monetize this video. I just want to get this out there so you guys can actually see what the hell is going on the other side. Number 1, Maldavius Figtree. This is the character that everyone's talking about.
Oh, let's go! He has been forced. He has been forced to respond to the Maldavius Figtree allegations. Bro, that is so funny that he's had to make a video about it, dude. I'm calling this as a Kiwi farmer's victory, to be honest.
Actually see this posted all over the internet with people trying to use it as some kind of a gotcha against me. Except this character's never been secret. I talk about it all the time on stream, and I usually refer to Second Life, which is where this character resides, as an adult version of Roblox. And this character isn't just used in Second Life either. In fact, I've used it in other games. Kill the Moon is a demo.
So I will be fair to Maldavius here, okay? I did buy into the narrative that he was really concerned about the Maldavius Figtree stuff. But as time went on, it became clear that he does still use the term Maldavius. So it's like, I think he was kind of open to it to some degree. But I do think there's stuff he'd rather be kept more discreet. Like, for example, the image of his persona sucking a cock. Okay? I'm not sure that is going to be out there. And that does, yeah, exactly. I don't know why. Why is he striking people on YouTube? I'm not sure, yeah. I don't know if it's directly the Maldavius Figtree stuff. I think there was stuff that was being brought up, and that's what he was striking for. I think that is, like, there's something that made him want to do it that isn't just the Maldavius thing. But anyway, that being said, you can't really deny it is true that he has definitely, you know, used the Maldavius name and stuff like that. I think the dishonest aspect is more so about, like, well, what is the reason for these harassment claims? You know, harassment and cyberbullying claims that you've used to take down videos. That's the thing that's in question then.
That I never ended up releasing because it kind of sucks. It was fun to build, something kind of a side thing, took us maybe 2 months to do, and it was a good exercise, kind of like doing a game jam. But there's the character. I use him everywhere because it's my cool old object head character, and I like that kind of a thing. With that in mind, the allegations that were brought against me were pretty goddamn heavy. But they're also not the first time they've been brought against me. The first time was in August of 2024, where I had to put out this announcement that's still up in the news channel on our Discord. I said apparently some people believe that I ripped off an underage artist 16 years ago. That artist went by Wingless Emoto at the time and is now known as Mameface on Twitter.
But
they were
Thank you for the super chats.
Figtree is ficus, which also means a bundle of sticks, if you know what I mean.
So I think there was definitely an overextension in some of the videos in regards to this. And the reason I find it frustrating predominantly is not because I fucking care about this guy necessarily. Beyond some semblance of being concerned of a false allegation. It's like, now he can just swerve it. And now he can be like, now he can focus on this and paint himself as the victim. Because people have overextended to claim that there was like some sort of definitive bad behavior like grooming that was happening. When maybe there is a criticism. Maybe there's something you can get him on here. But instead it's, oh, well, now they're saying that I'm a groomer, I've got to respond to this. And it gives him like a bit of a win. It gives him like a win to be able to push back on. You know, and his audience are going to be like, yeah, great, good job, Maldavius. It's like, yeah, but there's more than that. But that's now going to get missed because he's able to focus on the most serious claim, which is why when you levy this sort of thing, you want to have your T's crossed and your I's dotted, you know, if you're bringing forward this sort of thing. Particularly when this Wingless Emoto person then responded to the video and said, nothing of the sort happened that was that inappropriate, you know?
17 and I was 19 when all of this went down, and no, we never did anything sexual together. We made avatars in Second Life and our work was really popular. And by really popular, I mean we were one of like the top 3 avatar creators at the time. The two of us made about $5,000 to $10,000 US every month doing this. They did all the models and I did all the programming in LSL. This is part of me being a freelancer back in the day before my career really took off. We had a falling out over pay splits and Wingless open sourced our work. Wingless wanted 80-20. Our agreement was 50-50. When I said no, Wingless took all of our stuff, sent it out to the entire world with full permissions. Second Life has a permission system where you can change the permissions that the next user has, and by checking all of the boxes.
And now he's going into all these details to make himself look based, and it's all fucking irrelevant. Like, what does it matter? Oh, dude. Bro, it's so... Oh, my God, man. There probably is something in this, because some of the stuff that was being drawn was like of a very best, like some sort of sexualized thing. There was probably something in there. There's probably something you could say about it, but people have fucked it up by going too hard, unfortunately. And now he gets to do this like, oh, I'm so wronged. So annoying.
They had free reign to distribute, modify, and copy our work infinitely. They never got fired, they quit on their own and did this on the way out. Tabloids at the time do what tabloids do. We were kind of a big deal in the game at the time for the avatars we were selling, so they made extreme and idiotic statements and took the side of just the artist without reaching out to me. These tabloids still exist.
Kiwi Farm's overzealous pedo hunting moral effing has struck again. I wouldn't even say, well, I wouldn't even, it's the videos. The videos that have led to him talking about this. And the videos have framed it in the most absurd way. There was that one video that we watched, and I was getting messages about it like, oh, Chud, you've got to watch this. It's proof he's a groomer. And then I watched it and was like, no, it's fucking not. This fucking sucks, you know?
And people are starting to dig them up now. That's it. This is 20-year-old drama. Now, here's the interesting part. Mame and I made up 4 to 5 years later. We've been best friends ever since.
I mean, dude, I can't remember exactly what's on the thread. I feel like in the thread, the gossip shit comes in the posts after. Like the thing you would criticize about Kiwi Farms in this instance is they were framing some sort of fucking, you know, porcelain goblin like troll model as a dildo, right? That's obviously stupid. It did get corrected, but that's obviously stupid to frame it like that. But the original post is actually quite well written. And I think it even goes to lengths to say, well, this is other people talking about it. It's not actually direct information or knowledge. The worst I saw of it was these videos. I can't remember the video that we watched. It was so fucking bad. And it was using these claims and claiming things that weren't even necessarily true. And assuming that, dude, it's so bad, dude. That was the problem.
To reach out to them to confirm any of this. We'd been talking about them coming on stream to stop this tide of idiocy because this isn't the first time. This isn't even the second them coming on stream to...
I didn't make anything NSFW for Second Life. All my avatars were PG. Nothing inappropriate happened when we hung out. He literally sat on my couch and played EVE Online the whole time. And it wasn't in private. My mom was home. I don't think the NSFW, I don't think that's true. I think that's true if you categorize NSFW as like super hardcore cock out fucking porno avatars. I think that there was at least a sexualized tone to the avatars that were being created, you know? Because has anyone got an example? Has anyone got an example of this?
Stop this tide of idiocy, because this isn't the first time. This isn't even the second time. This has happened for years. People try to do it all the time to try and take me down, and the two of us always shut it down together because it's wrong. It's completely wrong. And it's using Wingless, or Mameface, as a weapon to try to bludgeon me when we're friends. And if you don't believe me, well, let's just go look at it together. Here's the post by Wingless, Mameface. I'm Wingless Emoto. I really was 17, and nothing sexual happened. If anything had happened, I would have outed him in 2008. See?
I don't know, dude. Okay. They're not sexually explicit, but I don't know if I would feel comfortable. Dude, these aren't even the worst ones, but I mean, it's just weird. It's like, well, a bit odd. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. There's something a bit amiss about this. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh yeah, these are like fucking hardcore sexually explicit things. But there's a level of discomfort that I think is produced by the fact that they've got features. Like, there's breasts. And yes, it's covered with fur. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's something weird about it where I'm not quite buying this. I'm not like, yeah, this is totally and utterly like, you know, something amiss. Can someone link me the other examples of this? There were other aspects of it too.
See, there's the problem. They made this post publicly on the internet, and people didn't care. In fact, they also made this post publicly on YouTube, on the content nuke for this, and people didn't care. They tried to say that Wingless was actually a sock puppet account of mine, except Mameface's account here is from 2013. And then they tried to say, oh, well, maybe it's him anyway, and he's just been playing the long game. The goalposts keep shifting, but we keep providing evidence. From there...
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, people need to know when to give it up, okay? People need to know when to give it up. It's very fucking clear. It's very clear that this was who they were saying they were based on all the information that was available. And so now he gets to hyper-focus on that because people have retardedly made stupid arguments about it. And, I mean, there's an argument to say that it doesn't matter if you make it as good as you possibly can. Maybe he'd focus on bullshit anyway. But I think I've seen it myself and I know that this happened and people were making these dog shit arguments about it. And it's very telling that all we're talking about is a very narrow view that enables him to completely dismiss the kind of worst of the allegation against him. But we don't get anything else. That's obviously by design, right?
Somebody actually did try to impersonate Mameface with a Wingless Emoto YouTube account.
Oh,
the only
dude.
account they ever had before was Wingless Chimera. And the reason why is because Wingless Emoto is a Second Life name. Emoto is the last name that you could choose from a
that's
list
rough.
of names to put on your character, kind of like mine had Figtree. And at the time, there was no way to change this. Their handle was never Wingless Emoto. It was Wingless Chimera and now Mameface. And when the internet inevitably brings this up in another 3 months to 6 months, I'll just show them this video because we've refuted this time and time again. And the two of us are still friends after almost 2 decades. You're not going to kill that. And you're not going to kill me with these allegations. Now for the second one.
Oh, dude. The furry stuff was more comedic and funny.
Wonderful. But
I don't
how do
think
I
there was
make
ever
money
any
off
serious
the press
allegation
people?
there.
This video was originally members only, meaning it was originally paywalled. Also, he doesn't address the DMCA in the video, but he does in a comment.
Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the $10. Very generous. Appreciate that. What is this cloud here? What are we making of this? What is it? I don't know, dude. Anyway, yeah, not so sure about this one. I actually somewhat defended it in terms of saying it's not explicit, but like there's just something amiss about these designs. Knowing that it was someone that was 17 that was doing them, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't make Pirate Software a groomer. But in Pirate's response, he's been able to circumvent and ignore and sidestep all of that by focusing on the extremity of the claims made about him. Bit frustrating, but, you know, I always felt like the Maldavius Figtree stuff was stuff you brought up as a joke, rather than something that is like a substantive claim against him. Anyway, moving on. Asmongold.
Asmongold. I recently went on Asmongold's stream and I talked about a game called Ashes of Creation. People feel betrayed that I talked to Asmongold in the first place because they feel like his ideals will somehow seep into our community and they are inherently negative. They also feel very angry because a lot of people in the comments on things like Twitter were going and attacking them and they feel like that's somehow a core part of our community. So let's get into that. This video came out from a content creator called Narc. The reason that I had the conversation with Asmongold in the first place is because of this. As you can see, it shows a desert that's kind of, well, drab and empty. Narc's video talks about how he felt betrayed by the developers and he felt like the game was a scam, and he showcased this desert.
He was 90. Yeah, exactly. The age is a massive mitigating circumstance too. Yeah, it was overstated. It was overstated. Probably something to talk about, but overstated. And, you know, yeah, anyway.
As an example of those feelings, saying the desert had not been completed and that there was nothing there. He had actually misrepresented the content here. You see, this is the very edge of the map in an area that's not finished in a very early alpha version of the game. And in the game today, still in alpha, it looks like this. And it's really, really cool looking. By misrepresenting that on Asmongold's stream, he actually set the tone to 50,000 plus people. Now, to understand how big of a deal that is, Ashes of Creation's primary Discord only has about 100,000 members. Our community is about 20,000.
Okay, I mean, I personally didn't see, I saw it, but I didn't really care about this. So I'm a bit like, okay, what, like, the stuff that I thought was of interest was obviously the World of Warcraft stuff, because it showed what a fucking wretched character he was. The DMCA stuff, because he was using legitimate legal tools to take down stuff that was a parody of him. And what else? What else was there? The cheating stuff was more of a fucking sideshow. It was more of like a, oh yeah, look at this guy's a fucking loser, right? But the main things were, I think, the DMCA and stuff like that. So it's fine if he wants to respond to this. I don't think there's a problem with it. Oh, Mr. Robot lies. The Mr. Robot lies. Yep. The Mr. Robot lies too. So does he cover that? Ooh. Doesn't look like it. No. Wow. Looks like that's getting skipped. Interesting.
Of those. We play this game all the time. So I'm very invested in wanting to play this. I really enjoy this game, as do many other members of our community. And the moment those calls went out saying the game was a scam, Asmongold's chat started to fill up with people echoing that sentiment, because they had no other information. Right after this, Asmongold had on Stephen Sharif, the creative director for the game, and he showed off the desert to the best of his ability and refuted the claims. The problem was, some of the people in chat were still saying, oh, that's fake, that's the developer, he's lying just to get money. So I went on, reached out to Asmongold, and said, hey, I've had 500 hours in this, come and talk to me. And he had me on. We talked about it for about an hour, and I produced this video that's about 35 minutes long as a result of that. And the whole thing is me basically talking about the game and Asmongold saying, uh-huh. That's kind of the whole thing. It's like a live react video. If you've ever seen his content, you understand what I'm talking about. There's nothing in here that's inflammatory. There's nothing in here that promotes hateful rhetoric, as people have been claiming. And this is all very...
I mean, yeah. Right. Dude, bro, I've just realized as well, it's called anything for content, and then no matter what it costs. Dude. Oh my fucking god, dude. This guy is so wretched. Just like, oh, it's so cost-worthy. This content's shitting on me. Anyway, this is an extended segment about something that I'm not interested in. I think this is best described as people within his community who have got more progressive views being upset that he'd collaborated with Asmongold.
Very mundane. So right after I put this out, a lot of people were really angry. so I had to put out a statement about it. I said, a lot of people are mad that I talked to Asmongold recently about Ashes of Creation. I can see all of your comments and messages about this through YouTube and here on Twitter. In this instance, another creator made a disparaging video about the game, and Asmon didn't have enough game knowledge to talk about it because he hasn't had the chance to play it. So this immediately makes the audience have a negative opinion of something with nobody there to say otherwise. I have over 500 hours in the game and refuted the video by the other creator. As Asmon's channel was the flashpoint for this, it makes sense to talk to him about the situation and clear the air of bullshit. We did this live on Twitch the same day it happened. In the internet of today, if you don't say something, then the room will fill up with people who do. I chose to help set the record straight on this, and I'm glad to have done...
even in this that I don't care about, the fact that the way he responds to this stuff is so fucking annoying, dude. I decided to step up and say something, because if I didn't, who would? Who would speak for this game? I don't even know the fucking game or anything about it. It's just like, calm down, mate. Just calm down a little bit, okay? You ain't that fucking important, bro. Oh, some shitter game was getting smeared and you just step up to save it. That's the thing he's putting across here, you know? Yeah. Self-important, wanting to be the hero, wanting to be the guy that does the right thing and steps forward across the line and speaks up on a topic and has an impact. Very gay.
So, if you want to cancel me for this, for talking to him, that's fine, but I would do this again given the chance. The developers don't deserve unwarranted hate, and I would do this again given the chance. The reason why is because as many people on the internet tried to state I was platforming him and his ideals by doing this, his community is massive compared to ours. If you have all of those people with a negative sentiment about the game and they have absolutely no other information to refute it, they're just going to go trash the game. And I don't think those developers deserve that level of hate whatsoever. And if I have an opportunity to fix that before it becomes, you know, terrible and out of hand, then why wouldn't I take that opportunity? For those of you who think that I gained money from this or anything like that, I didn't. This was not a financially advisable thing to do. People are pissed about me taking a stance on that, but I think it's the right thing to do.
Oh my God, dude. He cannot respond without, like, you could just say, I feel like it's unreasonable that people got upset with me to excess just for speaking to Asmongold. If you don't like Asmongold, that's fine. But this is what I was doing, and that's that. It's got to be this insane moral grandstanding. Now, I'm sure that people were upset about this, but I think the broad thrust of what people were upset about are things like the DMCA and the World of Warcraft stuff, okay? And the ocular thing, where you pulled the ocular and whatever. Like, some of this seems a bit petty, but there is more meaning behind it. There is more substance behind it. And you're responding to stuff that I think is just not really that interesting or relevant. It's like, oh, we're going to speak at length about the Asmongold situation and paint yourself as the hero. This is like 2 minutes, and you can move on.
You see something that's false, say something about it. And if you don't like that I talked to him about it, that's fine. If your whole entire idea here is to try to take down Asmongold, and the only way you can think to do that is by coming after me for having a conversation about a video game, you're not going to get that accomplished, and it doesn't make any sense. From there, I've had to put out another one, and I was kind of pissed about it, so I originally deleted my first post, because I basically just said, this is why I did it, I'd do it again. It's a little crass for me, so I deleted.
At PirateSoftware, just chatting shit with my apolitical friends. Nothing much. Who is this? 21... Dude, who... This, well, obviously the reason this has got so many views is he's responded to it. Just fucking ignore this, dude. What on earth? What? Yeah, okay.
Under those circumstances, I would have absolutely had that conversation again. Prior to me being on with him, another creator was there defaming the developers and the game we talked about. As Asmongold didn't have an understanding of the game, he couldn't refute the claims. It was being bashed to 50,000 plus people, which is a death sentence for games of this size and at this early alpha stage of development. And by the way, these are the types of allegations that have been brought about it for years. And after we had that talk, they've all but disappeared. We barely ever get those types of statements in chat anymore. It's really nice now that that air has been cleared. So it had a definitive positive effect on the sentiment for the game. So to reach out to Asmon as I...
So also, okay, yeah, I'll reset the goal now. What's the deal with the game? Is it shit or not? Like, I don't know about this game. Is he... like, dude, now I'm invested. Now I'm invested. Now I'm like, I need to know about this game. We're not going to get into it. I don't want to get to my gaming stream soon. So we're not going to get into it now. But... Is there anything to this? What is the story here? Was the game shit or not? I honestly don't know. We'll probably have to leave it at that for now. It's an MMO for boomers. It sucks. Okay. It's another MMO that will be dead in 2 years. Okay, got it. Yes, guys, I'm actually quite excited for today's gaming stream because I'm going to be starting a brand new playthrough of Cyberpunk, and I'm quite excited about it. I think it's going to be fun. So make sure to come by. We'll probably do it after this, I expect.
500 hours in this. This is just a repetition of the same stuff. But threads like this are just filled with people that are bashing me for just having the conversation. I don't think anyone should ever be restricted from having a normal conversation about normal things. I think the idea of going after someone for guilt by association is really dangerous. You can be mad at me for things that are real, but if you're mad at me because I spoke to someone that you disagree with, this is going to get really out of hand really quickly. And I don't want that kind of environment, and our community is definitely not that kind of environment. You can and should be able to speak to anyone about anything that you want to. And if people are going to go off the deep end to attack you for that, we're more cooked than I thought.
I mean, fine to say that, but all this moral grandstanding shit is pathetic. And yet more example of him having to do the main character syndrome. It can't just be that, you know, people were being shitty about him talking to someone. He's got to be the hero. He's got to be the fucking hero of the story defending this fucking game.
Heartbound, the indie game that I work on. People are currently review bombing this. They're very upset, and I can understand why in some of those cases. I haven't worked on the game for the last year. I could have communicated better this entire time, though, and that's completely on me. I'm a dumbass for not putting out more announcement posts and releasing information to you guys to let you know that what was going on, and I was stressed the entire time and acting like a fool. With that in mind, I've started putting out updates on this game again. We actually put the first one out on January 19th, 2025.
Wow.
I made an announcement out to the Discord about this on that date.
Wow, don't break a sweat over it. Thor, okay? Relax, dude. Dude, calm down, bro. Whoa! So, also, the idea that it's like, oh, well, I've done an update on it. The update fucking sucks. The update is fucking garbage. There was one update note, and it was like, put this font for this letter in the game or something. It was like literally like when you're writing an essay and you're trying to pad it out with everything that you possibly can in order to make it as packed as possible. Yeah, this letter's got this font now or something? Okay, dude.
Saying that we'd be moving to monthly update builds. Everybody was really excited about this, and they're quite happy with it. I then put out a video talking about what was going on and why this all happened. People seem to really like this. It's sitting at 4K likes on it. It's got about 93,000 views, and most of the people inside of the core community were really excited about the prospect of the game coming out now. And we have it all listed in timestamps for everything that's going on there and why we're doing all of this kind of stuff. With that in mind, this led to the review bomb, but it didn't...
Also, this is very disingenuous as well. This is exceptionally disingenuous because this was a result of pressure, and the reason that he ended up doing this was because of the World of Warcraft stuff blowing it up more and people making content about it and talking about the fact that he'd not updated his game. So I feel like there's a bit of disingenuousness of like, well, we did an update, guys, and it's like you were forced to do an update, and the response is, I could have been clearer about that or something. And it's like, no, it's not just about being clearer. It's about you being a lazy fuck that have promised a game that you've crowdfunded for that you haven't fucking delivered on. That's the problem. Not just, I didn't update you enough. You are not meaningfully working on the game. It's been in development for fucking ages, and it doesn't seem to have meaningfully moved forward in a long time. And this is while you're trying to act like a game developer coding on stream. Like, just be real. Just be fucking real and honest. Like, dude, you know, it's fine to admit fault. It's fine to admit that you fucked up by not working on the game. But it's always trying to twist it in a way that you still come out looking somewhat good. Sometimes you've got to admit something of, I look like a shitter here. That's it. That's the end of it.
Stop me from working on it. On February 1st, I released the first patch, just like I said I was going to. We put out the patch notes for it. I made another announcement on the Discord.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Do you think Willie Mack was still sweeping for Destiny in his video?
Thank you for the super chat. I don't really want to talk about Destiny. I've talked about him loads. But I don't think he was sweeping, no. But I think he missed out key, crucial context that would have made the case much stronger against Destiny.
And I plan to make the next patch on March 1st. In fact, I work on it all the time. I was even showing it off on stream earlier. This is part of the new environment that I'm putting together to be able to get this out to the rest of the public on March 1st.
Wonderful.
There's a lot of dialogue in here, and it's the end of a chapter.
Okay. Thank you for updating me further about Destiny. I appreciate the super chat, okay? But I'm done talking about Destiny, okay? I know there's a non-consensual recording. I referenced it earlier, okay? That's about all I can say about it. Like, what do you expect me to do? I cannot touch, go engage with, or look at that sort of material on or off stream. That shit is fucking not kosher. So, let's just relax, okay? Jesus Christ. What do you want me to say? It's bad. What do you want me to say?
It off on stream earlier. This is part
anyway,
of
what was these patch
patch
notes? So this is the first update in a year, right? Am I understanding this correctly? This is the first update in a year. And, like, I don't know much about gaming development. This seems pretty fucking lackluster, no? Like, what is this? Oh, yeah, this is the infamous line here. Hashtag has been added to the Heartbound font. Chat, this is the number one line in changed content here. Hashtag has been added to the Heartbound font. Is that not just something that would be classified in like you have one line that describes a bunch of trivial updates that you've done normally? But he's like listed out every single one here. Shoulder installing has been extended. Not sure what that means exactly. A quit button has been added to the menu with an "Are you sure?" option. Right. Wow. Incredible. That's incredible.
Notes for it. I made another announcement on the Discord, and I plan to make the next patch on March 1st. In fact, I work on it all the time. I was even showing it off on stream earlier. This is part of the new environment that I'm putting together to be able to get this out to the rest of the public on March 1st. There's a lot of dialogue in here, and it's the end of a chapter, so there's a huge amount of stuff that I have to do. I've also updated the Heartbound ARG in the background, which a lot of people don't even realize is there. But
okay, so this just seems like cope. This feels like this is cope to try and justify not really meaningfully working on your game or doing anything of much of anything. Like, I don't personally know the ins and outs of this, but like, what is he saying here? Like, for anyone that does development, what is he saying here of any substance or any meaning? Feels like cope, but I can't be sure because I don't know. This is like when they added a scoreboard to Battlefield a year post-release. Yes. Yes. Lackluster.
we'll talk more about ARGs and puzzle mechanic stuff later. So with all of that in mind, if you're still upset at me about this, I get it. For those valid reasons of not communicating and not putting out information and not putting out updates to the game, I understand and I hear you and I'm sorry for that. For the other amount of posts that are on there, there's quite a lot of them that you'll find inside of those reviews that aren't even about the video game. They'll put things in there like Maldavius Figtree, which we discussed from the first...
No, don't do that. No, not Maldavius Figtree. Look, I don't like brigading. I disagree. I disavow. Obviously, you should only go and fucking put reviews that are legitimate. It is obviously funny that people are going there and they're just posting Maldavius Figtree. That's obviously something that is comedic, okay? You can't really get around that.
First part of this video, or complaining about me talking to Asmongold, or saying Mana Gem from World of Warcraft because they still haven't let that go, or all the other shit that goes on in there. It's all of the allegations all of the time, and because of that, I had to lock down the Steam forums to stop people from talking about this stuff because it's incredibly obnoxious. Not to stop them from giving critique or, you know, saying like, oh, you did a bad thing. Stopping them from doing things like posting my home address and telling me to kill myself. Because that's...
Oh my God. The fucking victim mentality, dude. Oh, dude. Endlessly, dude. The fucking victim mentality. Yes, there's obviously people that take things too far, but the vast majority of people that are being critical of you are doing so reasonably and fairly. And the proof that I have seen is there, I guess, but it's quite limited. And certainly not to the extent that justifies talking about it every single time he's fucking spoken about, you know, receiving these criticisms for these various things.
That's what a lot of them were. And we reported those to Steam, and I can thank you, Steam, for banning those accounts for doing that. If you're just a normal player caught in the crossfire, again, I am sorry. Please wait until March 1st and the 1st of every month thereafter for the next updates. Now for the next one, which...
Bro. The fucking Bro. The updates. Just finish your game, bro. Like, what do you mean, dude? Clearly, you've taken on more than you can handle. You've got various different things you're trying to do. The development is suffering, but that's the thing that should be focused on because you have been paid money for crowdfunding to do the game. Anyway.
Which is Ashes of Creation.
Anyway.
Ashes of Creation is an MMO that is in very early alpha. I actually talked about it earlier in this video during the Asmongold segment. Something that I play quite frequently.
For a non-native English speaker, Maldavius Figtree sounds like a slur.
Certainly. Thank you for the super chats.
And I play on the Lanath server, and I am currently the mayor of Halcyon. I actually just got re-elected. So thank you, glorious population. With that in mind...
Oh my god. I don't know what that is, but that just sounds like more fucking braggart bullshit. Personally.
It's a game that is a social sandbox, and if you've never played one of those, they're usually built on player conflict. There's a lot of propaganda that's put out. There's a lot of shit-talking between players and things like that. Very similar to EVE Online or Albion or Foxhole. If you've ever played Foxhole before, you know that the wardens eat babies as an example of propaganda, right? Very simple stuff. Collies definitely don't, though. So with that in mind, this server is rife with this kind of behavior. It's very normal. And there's a lot of tension on the line because we're constantly combating each other and trying to get the upper hand through different resources.
Bro, the point was you fucking suck. You and your fucking band of F-slurs came to the server and were talking a big talk. And you got absolutely wrecked by other people. And you were being way too cocky and way too confident. It's not that there's conflict. Like, he's trying to say, well, there's conflict. Yeah, but you engaged in the conflict in an extremely lame way that people were laughing at because you look pathetic. It's the classic thing of like responding seriously to what is more of like a mockery thing and then being like, well, there's this thing happening anyway, so that justifies my behavior, which got mocked. No, it doesn't. You were getting mocked for a good reason.
Those groups that I was in, inside of my own guild, I accidentally pulled something with a spell called Ball Lightning, and you can see it kind of off in the back there. I thought somebody else in the group pulled this, and I was really...
Okay, play the clip.
Really pissed off, and I blamed the rest of the team. And the reason why I had done that is because earlier on in the fights, people just kept pulling random shit. And then I accidentally pulled random shit, and I looked like a dumbass because I was an angry dumbass. This was entirely my fault. And later on, when we reviewed the footage, we realized it was entirely my fault, and then I apologized to everyone involved. Later on, we ended the raid, and we moved...
What? What? Bro, no fucking way is he trying to fucking get away with that, dude. He's literally lying here. He didn't apologize. He claimed that it was some other reason that the group had failed. This guy's a fucking liar, dude. PirateSoftware. Ashes of Creation. Where is it exactly? Okay. That's that one. Where's the clip? Where's the clip of it? Ocular. Dude, it's so annoying that you need to go find the fucking clip of it. Dude, where is it?
Moved on to other content. All of these people are still in the guild, and we still run with each other all the time. So I know people on the internet get really agitated about stuff clipped out of context, but here I was mad, and then we worked it out. Outside of that, the weird narratives that I've somehow been kicked from the server are completely false. As you've seen on my earlier part of this video, I'm on a flying mount. Flying mounts are only available for mayors after getting reelected by people where...
The thing that I want to show is the original clip, and then afterwards, him coming to the realization that he'd fucked up and him not actually meaningfully addressing it and then doubling down with his team. Well, not even doubling down, but claiming it was another reason that they had failed. Because he is completely misrepresenting it here. And again, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter if you're fucking retarded and get angry in a game. Because all you do is you go, oh, fuck, my bad, I fucked up there. But he didn't do that. And now he's trying to act like that didn't happen. He deleted his VOD while I was watching.
Called Cognizant Cloak. No, I don't think it's part of the set, because the other ones show it's part of the set, so I think it's just called that. Maybe visually. Adam, llamas, move up. What are you doing? Why are you back there? See where the rest of the raid is? Come on. Sabu got left behind. Sabu is not paying attention. Sabu. God damn it, guys.
Oh, no. Who pulled the ocular?
There it is. So you can see here, this is him pulling the ocular, right?
Sabu.
That's it there. So he's targeting this. He does an AoE spell that then targets the ocular. Very. Maybe he didn't spot it when he was playing it, to be fair. But looking back at it, it's very clear what happened there if you know about these games. I don't know anything about these games. I had to fucking be educated on it. And now here we are, okay?
Sabu. God damn it, guys.
Oh, no. Who pulled the ocular?
Although some argue that him twisting the screen around was an effort to try and obfuscate the fact that he'd pulled it. AoE is area of effect. It's a spell you do that affects a broad area of multiple enemies. I think. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. God, you guys have been super generous today. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
So one of you pulled the ocular. Why? Now half the raid is dead. Was there a reason for that? DPS fumbled hard. Like, really hard there. I'm gonna die again. God damn it. I'm gonna die to a poison dot. Heal me, heal me. God damn it.
Get raped. Unlucky, bro.
Oh, I swear to God. I'm gonna go back in the video and find out who pulled that damn thing. Kick him out of the raid. That is insane shit. You have to be better than that.
And there it is. Oh, so they show the proof.
Sabu got left behind. Sabu is not paying attention. That is insane shit, dude.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's Chronos?
It's not Chronos. Somebody tab targeted and hit those damn ads. One of you attacked an Oculus and just wiped the whole party for no reason. And we just lost all of those materials. Because you're not paying attention. This is basic shit. We are not pulling those Oculuses because they kill the raid. We're pulling only the humanoids that are dropping the actual gear. Basic. I've been talking about this the whole time. I said move up and only attack those 4 guys.
Right.
Okay, that's
and we had a tank stay behind for...
Literally going overboard, chewing out his team.
For the goal, folded hands.
Thank you for the super chat. Literally chewing out his team. Dude, it's... bro. Chewing out his team. This hasn't just been an angry asshole. He is going way overboard in how he's fucking approaching this. No humility. You know, even if they'd fucked up, even if it was their mistake, like, why are you going so hard at this? It's way too much.
No reason, and not run up with the rest of the group. And we had somebody pull an Oculus and wipe the raid. If you want to run endgame content, you cannot do this. Legitimately. Because you're wasting everybody's time by doing that. So stop it. Can we get a res up here or no? Is it possible?
I died.
Okay.
I'm trying to come back up.
Oculus do an AoE. What does pull an Oculus mean? There's an enemy called Oculus. If you pull it, it does a conal effect that kills everyone looking at it. Which is exactly what just happened. Because somebody pulled it when you're not supposed to. And I don't know why they did this, because they've been told not to do that. But they were tab targeting and just pulled the damn thing. And now we have this. Yeah, it's super shitty. It's just players, it's people not paying attention and they're acting dumb. Thank you for the 20 gifted subs.
See, this is what's missing, isn't it? It wasn't just being an angry asshole. It's wanting to get on your soapbox and be correct and be the hero of the tale and call it out and everyone's fucking wrong and you're fucking right. It's so clear that it's not just being an angry asshole in the moment. Being an angry asshole in the moment is, oh, fuck! You fucking idiot, who did that? And then you get told and you go, oh man, I'm a fucking idiot. Fuck, I take the L, I got it wrong, fair enough, da da da. Not this. This is something else. This speaks to his character a lot more. And this idea that he took responsibility is a complete fucking lie.
And the 7 extra from Valorant. Thank you very much. But yeah, you can't do that kind of stuff if you're going to do endgame content. You just can't. Like, this is not the early starter kind of stuff. This is endgame stuff. You can't make those mistakes. You kill everybody. How much gear and time was lost? We lost an entire inventory full of materials. I had hundreds and hundreds of these. Because I died twice because people were not paying attention. Yeah. How do you take an Oculus then? You face it away from the raid. And then when it goes to do its ability, you stun it. But unfortunately, one of our tanks ran to the back, pulled a completely different pack when I said we're moving up. Didn't pay attention. And then somebody pulled an Oculus in the front, which is like, what are you both doing?
That's great news.
Lavius, where are you? But seriously, if we have that kind of a mistake again, I'm disbanding the party. I'm going to go run with other people. Because you guys cannot do that again. That is insane shit.
Oh my god, dude.
Legitimately. There's no reason for that. When I say the whole group is moving forward, that means you are not pulling shit from behind us. This is very, very basic. I'm not even being a dick about this. You just wiped everyone in the party and we lost tons of loot and stuff for everybody involved. It's not necessary.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, it's not okay. Everybody else in the entire party had moved up as well. So there's no excuse of like, well, I didn't hear you or anything like that. The whole group had moved up. What happened? People weren't paying attention, pulled extra mobs, pulled the wrong mobs, and then killed us. Four pulled in the clip? Link. I call bullshit. Because I was running at the time.
I call bullshit. Uh-oh. Damn, are you sure you're going to be this confident, Pirate Software? Oh.
The lightning ball pulled... I cast lightning ball before that Oculus appeared, and half the raid was in the back because they pulled the wrong pack. Called that. Maybe visually. Adam, Llamas, move up. What are you doing? Why are you back there? See where the rest of the raid is? Come on. I'm not at fault there. I'm correct there for doing that. 100%. No. Absolutely not at fault there.
Wow.
When I cast the lightning ball, nothing else was there but the targets I was hitting, and the tank had pulled a completely incorrect pack from behind our raid, guys. That is not on me. No. Absolutely not.
Wowee.
No, that's not at fault. No, when you split the party and you pull the wrong pack, no. If you actually watch that clip, you'll see that I'm trying to tell them, like, what are you doing? Why are you pulling back there? Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
When did this apology happen, then?
All right, where's the rest of the group?
We can't seem to come through.
You have to hit it and then just do nothing for a second.
Awkward, dude.
You just tap it once.
Yeah.
So awkward, man.
Yeah,
like, oh. Oh, no.
A few people just stood around.
It's not even here, but 100%
That's
default.
tough.
Very nice. A little bit of goblin behavior. Just a tad, yeah. Yeah, party being split is not what's supposed to happen there. Thank you for the rating, Party of 8. Hope you're having a good day. Was it a wipe?
To relog and try that again.
It was a bad wipe, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, split party was the problem. If the reason why the Oculus isn't a general problem is because the Oculus isn't a problem if you have both of your tanks in the right location. Like, the biggest issue that we had was one of the tanks had run behind the raid, completely away from everybody else, and pulled a completely separate pack.
Total
Farther than my
code.
blink distance, even. We can't have that happen.
All
Yeah.
new analysis.
This guy sounds like he takes criticism well. You sound like you want to talk to me about it in the unban request. You're just shit stirring. I'm just going to get rid of you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous behavior. I'm not a fan of the shit stirring stuff. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. Shit stirring, I'm just going to ban you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so many people have never gone raiding before.
Dude. Anyway, this is how he describes it in the video. Let's listen again.
And my fault. And later, I accidentally pulled something with a spell called Ball Lightning, and you can see it kind of off in the back there. I thought somebody else in the group pulled this, and I was really pissed off, and I blamed the rest of the team. And the reason why I had done that is because earlier on in the fights, people just kept pulling random shit. And then I accidentally pulled random shit, and I looked like a dumbass because I was an angry dumbass. This was entirely my fault. And later on, when we reviewed the footage, we realized it was entirely my fault, and then I apologized to everyone involved. Later on, we ended the raid, and we moved on to other content. All of these people are still in the guild, and we still run with each other all the time. So
interesting how there's no clips that we're seeing of that. So we're just, to believe he's telling the truth, when the other aspect of what was shown is completely oppositional. Right. Okay, dude. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. He can't even accept fault for how he handled that situation and wants to recategorize it as, you know, it's so funny. When he's pressed in the moment, he recategorizes it as I was doing the right thing. And now he's recategorizing it again as I did the right thing, even though it doesn't seem to have happened. He can't just accept fault. Even though he was very obnoxious, there's still a way that you can do it. I acted like a total fucking dickhead. I was arguing the toss. I didn't want to admit I was wrong. I got ego. I got an ego. I got a fucking ego about it. And he can't do that.
I know people on the internet get really agitated about stuff clipped out of context, but here I was mad, and then we worked it out. Outside of that, the weird narratives that I've somehow been kicked from the server are
clipped out of context. What do you mean? There's an entire video demonstrating your behavior. Oh my god, dude, this guy. Oh, dude. I was worried this response might actually be good, and he actually was meaningfully apologizing or accounting for stuff, but turns out I was wrong.
Completely false. As you've seen on my earlier part of this video, I'm on a flying mount. Flying mounts are only available for mayors after getting reelected by people where they have to vote on me. We're also the dominant force on the server. We fight with everyone all of the time, as we should in any PvP-focused game, and we give a lot of reports and reviews and bug reports to the developers all the time. We also run internal information and have a thriving community of about 20.
He struck the video I showed you with the full context. How so? What, DMCA? Huh? What, was it original on YouTube? Where can I see that?
2,000 people on the Discord specifically for this game. So,
what?
Not going anywhere. I haven't been kicked out,
No
and
way.
this wasn't that big of a deal, even though I was a jackass in it. Now to the next one, where people are calling me a Nepo baby. For those who don't understand.
Okay. We're getting to the... Listen, this is fun. I'm getting into this. He struck a video down that was proving that he did something wrong? That's crazy. He is a Nepo baby, by the way. Completely undeniable that he's a Nepo baby. Nepo baby just means that, you know, obviously the nepotism aspect, you're benefiting from some way from a family connection, and you end up going into the same industry off the back of that connection. That's what a Nepo baby is.
Understand the term, a Nepo baby is somebody who had got their job only through nepotism, never accomplished anything in their career, and never did anything to deserve the position that they have. My father was the cinematic director for Blizzard for 20...
That was Stephen Asarch that brought that up, wasn't it? I'll remove the uploader. Okay, I'm guessing that was one of those where it's like, they took the video down willingly. They took the video down off the back of a threat, I guess, then. But I don't know one way or another. I want this nailed on. I want this nailed on if we say it.
3 years. He worked on basically everything going all the way back to the death and return of Superman and many other games, all the way up until now. And then he quit.
So he's acting like Nepo baby is something that completely diminishes your own contribution to it, but that's not necessarily true. Like, you can still have something you've done to benefit your position, but the point is, the door wouldn't have been opened if it wasn't for the connection, which just seems to be true in his case.
Quit, he went off to Jagex and he worked on old school RuneScape, I believe as a creative director of some kind. With that in mind, he now streams on Twitch under the name of Yearjoy. People think that I got my job at Blizzard specifically because of him. In reality, I only had help from him in order to do my resume. But you're probably not going to believe me to say that, so I'm going to let him say it.
I remember one time he had, his boss had come to me because he came to me to apologize that one of his people talked to me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, Thor came up and was talking to you, and I don't think that's appropriate and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. I go, just so you know, I'm going to keep talking to Thor.
Who is this? This is a dad. Is it? Well, obviously, like, what? Obviously his dad isn't going to, like, it's his dad. Or expected to fucking shit on his own son on his stream. This is me through a time portal. Yes, it is. Yeah, no, my son was very hard working, actually. Nepo baby implies you don't deserve it. Well, I mean, you don't. Really. Like, it's that the door's open because of that. Wikipedia. A term referring to someone whose career is similar or related to a career their parents succeeded in. The implication is that because their parents already had connections to one or more specific industries,
Okay, that's wonderful.
the child
But
was
how do
able
I
to use the
make
connections to build a
money off
career
depressed
in those
people?
industries.
Haha, Dad was about to say Jason but corrected himself. Dad, I am called Thor now.
Thank you for the super chats. It is usually used pejoratively to indicate a celebrity or politician whose fame and success are unearned or undeserved. I think you just got to eat that. I think you've just got to eat that. If you had a connection like this that put you in this advantageous position, I think you've got to eat it. And I don't know dude, I don't know. Is it that big a deal? Just fucking eat it. Move on. The fact you got to respond to it and get your dad on is fucking gay. Just accept it. Yeah, I'm an Epo baby. But I work hard. I've worked hard to, justify my kind of the benefits that I received. I'm very grateful for the benefits that I've received, so I've tried to work hard to capitalize on that. Or something like that, What did he say about, sorry?
Specifically because of him. In reality, I only had help from him in order to do my resume. But you're probably not going to believe me to say that, so I'm going to let him say it.
Right, so he's trying to claim that the only help he had was to do his resume, right?
Started at Blizzard.
I'm not sure if I can necessarily buy that. That seems like way underselling it. I don't believe that the only benefit you had is he helped with your resume when he's got a meaningful role in the company that you're working for. And then your father comes on to vouch for you. I don't fucking buy it. There's no way. Also, we've apparently got a contradiction.
I started in 2004. In 2004, I worked on World of Warcraft Vanilla. And you're absolutely right. I got the job that time from nepotism. And it felt like shit. It felt absolutely like shit. I was not good at the job. I was terrible. Absolutely awful, dude. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't good at my tasks. I was bad at communication. I did not have the technical skill to do what I was doing. Nepotism 100%. So I quit. After about 6 months, I left. And I was not good at the job. I was terrible. Absolutely awful, dude. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't good at my tasks. I was bad at communication. I did not have the technical skill to do what I was doing. Nepotism 100%. So I
Nepotism 100%. So he's saying here, it's because of nepotism. Dude, this guy is such a fucking liar, bro. And now he's desperately trying to walk that back and say, he just helped with my CV, actually, guys. Why lie about this? You're hoping that people aren't going to go and check or remember that you said this.
I remember one time he had, his boss had come to me because he came to me to apologize that one of his people talked to me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, Thor came up and was talking to you, and I don't think that's appropriate and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. I go, just so you know, I'm going to keep talking to Thor when he comes and talks to me because he's my son. This was 2 years after he worked for this guy, and this guy did not know.
So funny thing here, he actually got the timeline wrong. That was 4 years into my career.
Know that Thor was my son, and that it's okay for Thor to come talk to me. But it was in public. It was in the quad at work. But it's like, no, he can talk to me anytime, just like anybody else at Blizzard could come talk to me.
For those who don't understand what's going on there, my own boss didn't know who my dad was. It's really hard to be a Nepo baby when the people who control your career have no idea who your connections are.
Oh, come on, dude. That is fucking delusional. I do not buy that for a fucking second. And also, even if we accept that's true, there's still other connections that you benefit from. I just think it's one of those things that's built in, that's innate, that can affect in imperceptible ways. That I just think that's why. And it's not even that big a deal. It's not like you're a Nepo baby. So what? So fucking what, right? You work hard to justify it, and you say that, and then people don't accept that, fair enough. But it's not that big a deal. Like, you're benefiting from some sort of unearned advantage. Fine, that's the way it goes.
It is hard to be a Nepo baby when your own father is ashamed of being related to you.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you very much for the super chats. God, you guys have been very generous today. I appreciate you.
Aside from that, for the people who have this narrative, both myself and my brother applied at the same time. I got the job, and my brother didn't. Where was the nepotism for him? And now for the next one. People saying that I'm using...
what?
Maybe when the people who control your career have no idea who your connections are. Aside from that, for the people who have this narrative, both myself and my brother applied at the same time. I got the job, and my brother didn't. Where was the nepotism for him?
I mean, I don't fucking know. Like, it's not a guarantee that you're necessarily going to get a job. It's saying that you're benefiting from the connections. One of the aspects of it is you're finding success in the area that your parents work in. But I don't fucking know. Maybe he turned up and he was a total shitter that the nepotism didn't fucking help with. Bro, I got no fucking clue what happened with your brother. Doesn't change the fact that you're a fucking nepo baby. Maybe he turned up and he fucking pissed his pants and they thought, nah, this guy's a bit wacky. Dude, who knows?
And now for the next one. People saying that I'm using a voice changer. I can actually just control the vocal range of my voice. Just go like this and talk all the way down to the bottom of your vocal range. This is...
Oh my god. This is so pathetic. Oh yeah. Guys, I can control my voice. Look at what I can do. Blah, blah, blah. It's so stupid, man. Very cringe. Very cringe.
Isn't that hard. Then you go like this all the way up into your nose and talk like this. Amazingly, people's voices change over time, and they do this at different ages as you go through life. On top of this, streaming and talking for 12 hours a day doesn't make that any easier or better. Outside of this, you can actually catch me on a bunch of other content creators' channels. I went and did a tailgate party with Esfand in real life.
I'm going to tell you right now, Dix is good.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Yeah, no, I mean, these people are huge
everyone
fans of
lines
Dix.
up for Dix.
I was in the middle of a...
Dix is good.
Yeah.
As
I think Harmful Opinions described this, and it was like some sort of the closest to the microphone and stuff. Has he got a mic there? What's it called? A lapel mic or whatever. Dude, I don't fucking know, okay? The voice changer thing. Again, this is probably like an overextension, right? I don't think he's got like a voice changer. But I think that he's got this kind of like control of it. Like he wants to speak and sound a certain way on stream. So he forces himself to sound a certain way because he thinks it makes him sound cooler. That is what I think the actual criticism is.
Okay.
as you can see.
Yeah, no,
I mean, is it a criticism even? Like, who cares? It's just gay.
Can someone explain why such a skinny man has a double chin / turkey neck?
Thank you very much for the super chats. Because he eats cheese and sin, whatever the fuck that is. It's like, yeah, it's an intentional aspect of trying to make yourself sound deeper because you think it benefits you or your content in some way. That is the issue. And it's not really an issue. It's just funny. And on top of that as well, didn't it used to be that that he had a fucking a second puberty? And now it's this fucking other cope. Like, he hasn't got a consistent story on trivial affairs in his life. Cheese to meet you.
These people are huge
Everyone
fans of
lines
Dix.
up for Dix.
I was in the middle of a forest with Bao.
A lot of mushrooms, like, you can only determine what they are by touching them or smelling them or tasting them.
I've been in the Streamer Awards, giving speeches.
Since 2016, actually. So, like, I cut it during that, because I worked for the government that made me cut it, and then I just never cut it before that either.
I also got caught by NMP LOL right out there on the street.
Nick, my chat wanted me to say hi.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, they're freaking out. You know? Yeah, so sorry, just have a good day.
No worries.
Yeah, bye.
And you'll find that my voice is just about the same range the entire time. It goes up when I'm excited or nervous. It goes down when I'm tired or bored. Just like everybody else. It's really weird that people are obsessing about each and every little thing, but I guess that's the nature of the internet. If you don't believe me on this, I can't really fix this one for you.
So it's like, dude, paint the enemy as obsessive, okay? I'm sure there's some obsessive people, but there's a lot of people who just thought it was funny to mock you for your gay little voice, okay? Your gay little previous voice and your new voice. Damn, Shinji is on one. He wants to see this guy dead and buried.
Went back to the doctor. Doctor's like, hey, sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change as a man, and it's effectively second puberty. This is what I used to sound like. That's what I used to look like to this 5 years ago. Wait for this. This is awful.
My hot dogs are freshly picked. I'm gonna have to peel it. I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog.
Yeah, that was it, dude.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
Right, okay. This is not real, by the way. What do you mean? And then there's the other clip of him being interviewed. Like, There's so... Dude. Also, is it like, why has he not addressed the more substantive criticisms? A lot of this is quite trivial. Like, the Nepo Baby thing is fairly trivial. The voice changer thing is definitely trivial. I know he's responded in comments, but it's like, I gotta be honest with you, I feel like this is like focusing on the trivialities, whereas the big claims don't get meaningfully addressed. It's all trivial. No, the DMCA thing is not trivial. Using legal facilities, for, procedures to take down stuff that is a parody of you, without even doing the lens versus universal check or whatever it is unreasonable. And that's more than just trivial. Like, you are fucking someone else up because you can't control your fucking ego, you know?
Because anytime that I'd make something online, people would just claim it's doctored in some way. There were even people saying that they had hidden a voice changer inside of the microphone at the Streamer Awards, or that I got some kind of an implant in order to change my voice. And now for the last one. People claiming that I cheated in puzzle games, specifically Animal Well and Outer...
The last one? Wait, hold up. What do you mean the last one? What about the other stuff? So he's not even going to get into the other stuff. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a little look here. So this was the comment that I think is addressing the other stuff that he doesn't want to talk about. Bro. Look, dude. Thanks for all the positive comments here and through other socials. If something is missing from this, it's likely because I didn't think it was a bigger deal as you, or we've discussed it to death on stream. So, refuting the idea you're a Nepo baby is a big deal. But apparent, dude. Well, listen, maybe you could argue he's talked about it on stream. He's talked about the other stuff on stream as well. But I think he's being evasive. I think he's being evasive here. I reckon that's a fair comment. I'm not making another video about this. So if you want to ask, just reach out to me or ask on stream. Do it in the right way or you're going to get banned though. We discuss stuff like this all the time anyway. Apparently a lot of people are upset that I didn't bring up the DMCA claim. No, we did not file a lawsuit against an indie developer. No, we did not file a DMCA claim because he was making fun of me. We filed a DMCA claim because the developer showed video evidence of using my unmodified voice in his game. She's still coping about this. He's still coping about this. During his claim, he stated that it was playable and showed a video including the voice as proof. This is a commercial product and I was being used as a way to advertise said product without permission. Okay, but that's not what the DMCA is for. You would have to strike the advert. You would have to use that tort that Mario was talking about. The developer then counterclaimed and stated that despite the video, he had only used my voice in the build shown on socials and not in-game. He then stated he would be using a voice actor and not using my voice going forward. We then lifted the DMCA claim and his game was put back up. Oh my god, dude. This guy is a fucking liar. His voice wasn't in the main build. And also, this narrative completely removes the fucking pressure that his retarded freak Kronos, who was acting like a lawyer, was putting onto the guy. It's not a nothing burger. It's something. The idea this is a nothing burger is fucking deranged, dude. You don't get to go around and just use the DMCA to your satisfaction because someone has put up content that you don't like. Okay? All the social pressure and angst happened after these events. Anything beyond that is a legal matter and would need to be settled in court, not on socials. God, dude, this guy's so fucking wretched. Just cannot tell the truth about anything. Lies through his teeth. Misrepresents. Dude, so irritating. Anyway, let's get through this video. I'm itching to play Cyberpunk, so let's get through this. Come on. Oh, wait, there's one more. There's one more. Hang on. One more comment. Long-time PirateSoftware viewer, since before his channel blew up, thanks YouTube cybersecurity algorithm and Primogen. There's someone in the comments here have a reference to where Thor was responded to WoW incident and Mr. Robot alleged misinfo. I recognise that he invited folks to ask about this in the stream, but I'd rather not be the guy that drags the mood down by asking questions that have been addressed for the 50th time. Thanks. At Final Sentinel, legitimately don't know what misinfo is being alleged. They took his puzzle and removed his handle from it for social points on Twitter. They took his puzzle. No, dude. That's not what happened. The thing is, they didn't remove his handle from it for social points. It was because it didn't make sense with the handle included. That's why they removed it. It wasn't just for social points. It was to do with the way it was presented and reflected in the show. If you had the last part in, you wouldn't have been able to solve it. But yeah, exactly. It didn't make sense within the law of the show to have it in there. And whilst you can argue that they should have still done more, it's like, clearly wasn't that big a deal. Because the guy that did it was perfectly happy with being included. And on top of that as well, PirateSoftware also misrepresented the facts to act like his article on some shitter site is how they found it when it was in the mainstream DEFCON pamphlet. Oh my god, dude. Just lie on top of lie on top of lie. And all of it in itself is fairly trivial, but it stacks up and it just turns this guy into a total freak. There's no need for any of this. Loss is a friend of mine and I was pissed when they did this to him. You don't remove an artist's signature from their work. You don't remove a creator's handle from their puzzles. Bro, and then sweeping. Sweeping from here too. It's like he can't stop himself from lying. None of this matters in the grand scheme of things, so why lie about it? So stupid, man.
Wilds. Both of those games are games that I played live on stream. We had a whole blast of fun with it. People in the community really enjoyed it, and they were very, very long periods of time for both games. I believe Outer Wilds was beaten in one sitting, but it was a very long period of time. And Animal Well, I think, took the better part of a week at that point. I think it was like 40 hours on stream and 80 hours overall. Most of which was just us sitting around trying to solve puzzles and do weird shit on stream. A lot of people say that I cheated because I looked at my phone, because it was right here. Why would I cheat with my phone when I have a 3-monitor setup? It's a pretty easy way to talk about this. I have one monitor here that actually shows broadcast information, usually using game capture, so I could put a guide up here if I wanted to in the first place. This one is just OBS. I could put it right next to chat there, and it'd be really easy to hide it because I'm constantly looking at chat anyway. Or I could put it on the right and put it on another one where I put all my social media stuff. It doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't mean anything. Like, sometimes you will look at your phone to do something that you could do on it. Like, dude, this is complete cope. I'm a fucking streamer as well, okay? And I'm telling you, sometimes you can look something up and you look on your phone at something. Like, just because you could have done it in another way doesn't meaningfully deal with the idea that you were doing it on your phone. And the problem he's got is the behavior that can be assessed looking at his content seems to back up the idea of him quickly and, you know, without much issue, rapidly solving these puzzles which took other people a long time to solve. Exactly. And if it's also, yes, if it was on any of your monitors, there could be a risk of putting it up on stream. Exactly. So there's also an argument that he didn't do it that way because he was worried he'd reveal what he's doing. Lots of situations where people accidentally alt-tab and then all of a sudden you're looking at their fucking innards. You're looking at the innards of something.
To use a phone to look at a guide while you're running through a game like that when you could just look at anything else. Aside from that, I have a very long history in beating puzzle challenges. So let's get into it. This is Potato Hat Security.
Oh my god, there's no way. Bro, come on, dude. And now he's got to do the, look how cool and based and clever I am. I'm just great at solving puzzles, actually. I'm the master puzzle god. Oh my god, he's so shameless, dude.
Team Potato
Eureka!
with a whole bunch of guides for DEF CON challenges that we've solved throughout the years. My name on here is Jason Thor Hall. I go by the middle name of Thor for a reason, because it is my middle name. Brett Beerhouse is the person that I got to go run with. He's a good buddy of mine back from the Blizzard days. DEF CON 22 was the first challenge that we actually went up against. And we didn't win, but we beat it. There was a shitload of puzzles that went along through this, and we had a blast doing this and learned a lot about cryptographic methods. I didn't know anything at the time when I first stepped into this arena back in DEF CON 22. And that was back in 2014. After this was over, I went home and I tried to learn as much as I possibly could about cryptographic methods, hiding information, and reading books like this one called Code, The Hidden Language of Computer Hardware and Software by Charles Petzold. Awesome book, shitload of methods in it. I have a ton of books like this now because of this. And I went home and started making my own on a website called potatoplaid.net. Made it with Brett. It's actually defunct now, but it had a ton of our own custom puzzle challenges on it. Then we went back to DEF CON 23, and we teamed up with a team called Council.
Again, lots of information. What has this got to do with the core claim here? Now, to be fair to Thor, it is difficult to disprove that he cheated, right? The way that you could go about it is you could point out how, because for example, previously, he's claimed that there actually was more resolution that happened. It's just not shown in the video. So maybe you could show some of that. It's like, there's things that you could do and the things you could talk about here to maybe give some weight to the idea that you solve these puzzles. I'll be fair, he's in a difficult position. It's difficult to prove that he didn't cheat, right? But for me, it's like the evidence points in that direction so strongly. There's something I would probably see that'd be like, okay, fair enough. Maybe some notes or something, some sort of thing that he had documented of him solving it. You know, these guys that do these puzzle games have got notebooks full of fucking notes and shit like that in order to help them solve it. So has he got something like that? Like, is he doing it off the dome? Like, that would seem to be quite unbelievable that he's doing it off the dome, you know. When he sees his girlfriend sucks his cock, do you think he goes, I'm actually the master cocksucker? Okay, dude.
Of 9. After doing really well in the first challenge in 22, they wanted to have us on the team, and we agreed to join them, and we won. I got to write up this entire write-up this year as well, and we solved a bunch of cool shit together. One of the ones that I really had a blast working on was specifically the audio one, where I got to dive into DTMF using specifically Audacity to visualize the information. I love this. These types of things are really awesome. So whenever I play a puzzle game and I know that there's going to be cryptographic methods involved, I eat that shit up, dude. And if you're wondering if I actually did go to that, here's the badge for it. DEF CON 23. It's a radio...
Oh my god, bro. He's got his little badge. He's got his little badge there. I've got my little badge, guys. I've got my little DEF CON badge. That means I didn't cheat at these games.
Active badge that was actually obtained through winning that puzzle challenge that year. On the back, you can see that there's a Lichtenberg figure, which is hit by plasma to create a small lightning configuration across it. There's also another puzzle on the back of this that was solved by CryptoK on Twitter. It's a running key cipher, and he built a way of cracking certain running key ciphers. After that, we went back at DEF CON 24, and we won again. DEF CON 24, we got a robot head. This is another black badge for winning.
Oh my god, dude. He's getting all of his little gay rewards out. Virginity badge. I mean, this is all nice. Well done for your badges, okay? Well done for your badges. But what does this show? What does this demonstrate? What does this prove? It's nothing.
Winning a DEF CON challenge that is particularly hard. DEF CON 24 was actually written up on Council of Nine's website because I was still running with them at the time as well, but I think their challenge page is defunct now. Unfortunately. I wish we still had it because I really, really enjoyed that challenge and doing that with them. The next year I left and I went and joined what is called the Psychoholics. That's a new team that I'm on. I have a lot of really good friends with them and over there, and you can actually see a number of them show up in chat from time to time, and I still go to DEF CON every year. At DEF CON 25, there was no badge challenge. The normal cryptographic challenges we usually do wasn't present there because Lost, the one who runs those, didn't go. So we did instead a telefreaking challenge, which was really, really fun. And I didn't realize it was going to be there. There was a guy who ran up to me and he threw a badge in my lap and he said, you dropped your badge and ran away. And it was for the Ellingson Mineral Corporation, which if you know hackers, you know what that's from. It had a phone number on it. I called it and I was like, wait a minute, this is something. And I brought it back to the team. And then...
Oh my god, dude. Oh, dude. How does anyone listen to this? Oh my god. People are listening to this and thinking, yeah, I love it. This is my guy. This is my guy. He's so based and cool, and he's so clever, and he solves the puzzles, and he wins, and he's the hero every time.
And we started cracking on it. We didn't sleep for about 72 hours, and we won. This is the black badge for DEF CON 25. Since Lost wasn't there, they made gold coins, which isn't as aesthetically cool, but it is still solid gold, so, you know, kind of rad. Outside of this, I don't just solve these, I build them. This right here is actually built for the Heartbound ARG. Heartbound, the game that I work on that I talked about earlier in this video, has a massive cryptographic challenge in it. And I'll give you an example of one of the puzzles that I built for this, and yes, all of these puzzles are built by me. Right here, I gave them an image of a whole bunch of different squares of lettuce. I didn't tell them what it is. There's no other information for them. It's just images of lettuce. If they laid them all out in a row, it actually creates a strip of 0 through 9 squares, which means this is a grid of numbers. That grid of numbers doesn't go over 26 at any time, so because of that, it actually comes out to letters. Good, this operation is complete. Proceed to lettuce squares. And the next puzzle is lettuce squares. But there's other harder puzzles in this as well. If we go up here...
Okay. This is great. Well done. Thank you for telling us about your little game. But what does this matter to anything? None of this matters. None of this is important. None of this shows anything in regards to the claim that you cheated at the puzzle game.
And we find... where is it? Truncated. There
Bro,
it is.
that is so true. It's like we're watching a sequence of YouTube shorts. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it feels like.
Truncated was one of the ones that I gave them, where I just gave them an image. This image is a picture of a zipper, and that's it. The zipper is actually a zip file, and inside is a WAV. That WAV is called celestial bodies. If you visualize the spectrogram of that audio, it comes out to all these weird symbols. Celestial bodies is a reference to moon type, which is a precursor to Braille. This is a message written in moon type, and it says this fragment is lost among the stars. The stars.png on the server is actually this image here, which is a color-shifted version of the night sky. In the EXIF data for that are these numbers here. They had to determine that those were DTMF tones. As you can see, it's got one of 6971336.
In another clip, he said that he had talked to a person who was one of the best telephone hackers and then won the DEF CON badge the next year because he studied telephone hacking. Oh my god. Yeah, well, obviously, you know, we're nearly through this anyway, so we'll finish it off, but dude, this is like a completely worthless response to this. Like, I don't know how you can really do much except go, well, people think I cheated. I didn't. It's difficult for me to prove, but I promise I didn't, and leave it at that. But no, he's got to go into a long diatribe that further shows how heroic and how smart he is.
You go to 6971336, and that's the number 2 on your phone pad. Whenever you hit a number on your phone pad, it comes out to 2 tones, dual tone multi-frequency. Plays them both at the same time. The 697 hertz tone and the 1336 hertz tone. So that's a 2. They had to figure out that all of these came out to all those numbers, and then that comes out to the next message, which in this case was boot record, and that brings them to the next page. This is a massive series of cryptographic challenges that has spanned years, and it's something that I build in the background so I can stay sharp for things like DEF CON. Puzzles are...
Oh my god, dude. He's so sharp. Dude, he's such a he's the sharpest tool in the box.
For my life. And it's really, really absurd to me that people just gloss over all of this because streamer looked at phone. So now let's look at the timing. My video for Animal Well here came out on July 27th, 2024.
More substance?
Except that's not when I played it. It's also only 7 hours and 41 minutes long, which wasn't the full runtime. As shown on Twitch Tracker, you can see that I played it from May 11th to May 19th, a total of 39.4 hours on broadcast. As shown on Steam here, you can see that I actually played for 83.2 hours, because I was playing both on and off stream, trying to practice different things and see if there was different puzzles that I could solve along the way. Inside of this, you can also see that the game released on May 9th, 2024, which was only 2 days before I actually started playing it. From there, I asked people to send in any type of guides that would contain all the puzzles that we solved throughout it, and those came out after we stopped playing the game. May 19th, May 22nd, and this one on May 23rd. There are likely other guides that exist out there, but I don't know about them. The people...
Okay. So the suggestion that these guides are the only things that revealed the puzzles seems extremely far-fetched. And then he explains that away by going, I don't know about other guides. Like, why would I trust this? He has lied. Dude, he has demonstrably lied at other points here that you can, in a way that you can prove. So, For me, his word is fucking dirt. So I'm not just going to take it as read that you didn't know about these other methods with which to cheat. So, unlucky. You're not credible. Your own testimony about your own life is not credible. Sucks to suck.
People who ended up helping us solve this were people in chat. We solved it together as a community with 13,008 people in the chat. My guess is that there would be a lot of people who were there from the puzzle solving community as we did this. Tons of people were working together. That was the point of doing this. All of this was. And on top of that, I ended up going on to go and interview Billy Basso, who's the developer of the game, and got the physical version of the game, which just arrived the last few days, which we're planning on beating this together as well. And that's everything from me. Now that everything's in one place, it'll be much easier to just direct people to something like this so that they can choose which thing they're angry about and then get extra context for it. And if they decide to still be angry about it after that, that's fine with me. I would much rather have this kind of information out there so that people have some other type of voice in the room rather than all of these different content creators releasing content nuke and expose videos without any additional information, especially after they never reached out to me in the first place to find out what was true or not. I understand the idea of it.
Dude, this is not... You don't need to reach out to someone to get their side of it definitively. That's just complete bullshit, okay? You don't need to... Oh, PirateSoftware. There's a clip of you totally spurging out about World of Warcraft. Can you give me your side of it? What are you on about? You don't need to fucking reach out to someone if it's fucking clear. I would fucking speak to this guy. I would happily speak to PirateSoftware. Dude, that'd be crazy for my channel. But yeah, I don't think you need to reach out to determine, like, the truth of a matter when you can look at it. Particularly with stuff like the DMCA stuff, where it's in your interest to be dishonest, and you have, you know, lied and been dishonest already.
Anything for views and trying to put content out as quickly as possible, but you guys could do better than that, honestly. To the rest of my community, I'm sorry you're having to go through this and watch this kind of shit go on every day. At least now you have some kind of ammunition to throw at people that are causing more drama in the future. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll be back on stream tomorrow. See ya.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Anyway, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.